And Israel was in bondage, and Israel had to wait until a leader was born. And then they could come out of the bondage that was in Egypt. In Leadership Challenge Show, we seek to try to define leadership and try to challenge leaders to do the right thing. We challenge leaders to rise above reproach so that they can lead the people. Leadership is a divine mandate. Leadership comes from God. Leadership is a stewardship. And when we find that we have got leadership, responsibilities, and roles, then we need to realize that it is God that is giving us duties so that we can help His people. And that is what we'll be talking about. And let's talk together. Let's ask the question that you feel you need to ask about leadership on the stream there. We are live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can talk to us. Let us know what you are thinking about the topic of discussion today. And we are beginning with the title on the importance of leadership. We want to begin with discussing the importance of leadership. And I've got very wonderful, well-seasoned leaders from the USA, men that have excelled in the work that they do, and they are now touching the world. They are moving from nation to nation, impacting the nations. Although they are church leaders, but they are well-versed in the matters of leadership or matters that concern leadership. You're welcome to this conversation. Joining me this morning is Apostle Lawrence Nichols. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Please say a word of hello to us.
Good morning, Reverend Bishop, sir. It is an honor to be here with you this morning.
Amen.
It is an honor to be in the country of Kenya. My heart is full, and I am just absolutely just amazed at what God is doing here in Kenya.
Yes.
The fact that that leadership is a topic of discussion, and the fact that it drives the course of the country.
Yeah.
There's no more important topic that we could have today.
Yes.
So thank you.
Thank you, Apostle, for being here, and you came with your beautiful wife. Apostle Tamara Nichols, also please say hello to us.
Hello and good morning to everyone. Again, it is an honor and a privilege to be here with all of you again to talk about the leadership challenges, which are not unique to any nation, but leadership challenges are everywhere, and everybody deserves to be led by a good leader with integrity.
Yes. Wow. I feel like we really have a full plate today. You're welcome. And in starting us off, let's understand, maybe I give you a short time to define leadership.
Okay.
What is leadership and who is a leader?
So I love that question. Both my wife and I have had the opportunity to learn from John Maxwell.
Oh.
And John simply defines leadership as influence, nothing more, nothing less. If we really lean into the fact that everyone is a leader. Now, John often jokes, he says, are leaders born? He said, well, I hope so. I certainly have not met an unborn leader, right?
Yes.
But the reality is that we can develop leadership over time. So herein lies the real issue, is that in leadership, everyone has influence. Everyone has the ability to influence someone. Even a baby, a brand new baby.
Yes.
If you've ever had a baby, held a baby, that baby has influence. That baby, when he or she cries, will get your attention. and demand and require something from you.
Yes.
They have become the leader.
Oh.
So leadership is something that is innate, that God even preordained from the very beginning.
Yes.
That gets into a very kingdom idea of what leadership is, but it's God ordained, and it's what we live by.
Oh, amazing, amazing. And if you can touch on who a leader really is.
A leader is someone who puts people over performance
Oh,
at all times.
powerful.
Who adds value to others versus considering themselves. But a true leader is a servant leader at heart. There are many different styles of leadership, but a servant leader is the foundation.
Oh. Wow. We're going to stay there for some.
Okay.
I like that. And, you know, Apostle, you say that leadership is influence. And this, I think, basically means influencing people towards their desired goals.
Yes.
Influencing people for their highest good. And what do you say about when you find that a leader is in office and nothing is happening, no movement, no growth, no result? What do you say about that? If a leadership is influence and a leader is in the office and there's no change, what do you call that?
I love that question. As leaders, there's an expectation that we grow.
Yes.
There's an expectation that we raise our lid, that we are constantly learning, developing. So personal growth for a leader is the catalyst for everyone else to grow with that leader.
Okay.
What I find is that when a leader stops growing, that's when stagnation enters in.
Oh.
When a leader believes that they know everything, that's when things stop. They begin, and in fact, that pride that rises up, that thinks that they know everything, is often the very beginning of their downfall. We know that in Scripture, there is even a point that points to that pride is ultimately the beginning of the fall. So from a very kingdom perspective, that's what we see. But for leaders, when you stop growing, that's usually the cause for why an organization, and it doesn't matter what the organization is. It can be in business, it can be in government, it can be in the faith space, it can be in the medical field.
Okay.
When you stop developing personally as a leader, then no one else you can't help anyone else with their goals. They're looking to you to be the example. And when you are no longer the example, then you're no longer the leader.
And are we right to say there are good leaders and there are bad leaders in this world?
Absolutely.
And are we right to say that good leaders will lead people to good results, their desired goals, and the bad leaders will cause people to get stuck in one place or stagnate in one place? Are we right to say that?
Absolutely, absolutely correct. There are good leaders and bad leaders, but those good leaders is again what we need. They will see where's the gap. Where are the areas that we all need to grow? And I say all because it really is a team effort. Leadership is a journey, it's not a destination. And when we understand that journey is a journey full of growth, it's full of ups and downs. It's about learning, unlearning, and then relearning again. And so even the bad leaders, they're learning from their mistakes. And also that part of that stagnation or is understanding it's okay to fail. as a leader. And failing as a leader causes you to grow. And as we understand that failure is an opportunity for learning. And then the whole organization, now I'm learning from that failure. I'm learning from my mistakes. And from that, I can build upon that.
Yes. You're using 3 words, very powerful words. You can unlearn, learn,
And relearn.
and relearn.
Yes.
And what do you mean by that?
Because we can learn some bad things.
Oh.
Bad principles, some things from the past that just does not work.
Yeah.
And so we learn that, and then we have to relearn it. We unlearn it
We
first.
unlearn the bad things that we have
Unlearn the
learned.
bad things, and then relearn those principles of leadership that are good, that truly add value to the team as a whole, including you as a leader.
Yes. And then we can relearn.
And then we relearn and grow.
Where we feel maybe we have not done the best, we can relearn about
Yes.
the whole issue and come and do better
Absolutely.
than before. Amazing, amazing, amazing leadership. I don't know whether there are leadership issues in our own country, because for us, okay, I know spectators sometimes play football better than the players who are in the field because they are outside, they are sitting on their stalls. But we, the people that are led, will see the blunders of our leaders. And I don't know whether in your country you see this, and in Africa. The failure of leadership, what most likely will it lead to?
Oh, great question. Ultimately, the failure of any organization, and I've often heard this, I've seen this, when a leader stops leading with integrity.
Oh, there you go.
When you're talking about leadership, there's an expectation that leaders are integrous.
Yeah.
And when they operate outside of having values, morals, integrity, that often begins the path towards failure, both moral and personal failure, but that manifests quickly in the people. The reality is people are watching. People are paying attention. People will oftentimes, they can identify where there's compromise, where the vision and the goals are no longer aligned, where personal motive as opposed to overall wellness of an organization have fallen short. So I find that most leadership failures, whether it's, again, it doesn't matter the sphere, most leadership failures happen because there was first a failure in integrity.
Okay. Do you feel like many people coming to leadership understand what leadership is all about?
No. I can say that I can say that confidently.
Wow, yes.
Oftentimes people are looking at the glamour of what they believe leadership is. They're looking at the shine. They're looking at all of the beauty of what leadership appears to be. But they want that glory without first understanding that there is a process that you have to go through. Leadership is not something that we can look at leaders and say, oh, that's a natural born leader. But real leadership is a commitment, a lifelong commitment to, again, on the principle of learning, unlearning, relearning, but then it goes that step further that says, okay, now that I've learned, I've unlearned, I've relearned, how am I sharing that with those that are part of my team, that are part of the organization, so that we all grow together? But that comes with, to that point that, or the question that you asked, do most people understand what leadership is? I will tell you that leadership is sacrifice. Leadership is going further, going longer, seeing further than most people will see. It requires getting up early. It requires going to bed late. It requires everything that you are if you're going to do it well. And most people believe that I can just use people, step on people, and that's what leadership is. That's not what leadership is. Leadership is about serving with complete and total sacrifice.
Okay, Apostle Tamara, maybe we can look at that motivation again. What should motivate a leader in leadership? Because I believe if the motivation, the motive of the leader is not right, they cannot do the right thing. And it is important that we discuss a little bit on the area of what should motivate a leader to in leadership.
The motivation of a leader should always be, how can I empower the people that are serving with me? And it has to be a, it can't be about me, myself, and I, as a leader. Many people, when you go back to the question of leadership, everything does rise and fall on leadership, on the leaders. And when that leader puts themselves above others, the motive is then, it's unpure, and you begin to lead the people in a wrong direction, or the organization, whatever it may be. But when that leader puts people first, and that could be in any area. It could be in the marketplace, your organizations, your ministries. When people are first, because you cannot do it by yourself. And if those on your team feel like you don't add, that they don't add value to you, and you are, they are not important to you, you won't get the best, out of anybody. So putting people first has to be the posture and the motivation. Can I empower them and then see them grow?
So that a good leader will be guided by a motivation to see change in the people that they lead.
Absolutely.
And amazing. Okay, let's maybe come down a little bit to qualities of leadership, because there are qualified leaders and there are unqualified leaders. There are people that have gone into leadership just for themselves, but there are people that have gone into leadership to change people. And I think it makes a whole world of difference.
It does.
When it comes to considering how leaders function. But also, before we even look at the qualities, let's talk about the function, because leadership should not just be a position. It should not just be a chair. It should be a function, and I think it has to be understood right.
That is, I love that. That is, I think you hit at the very core of what that looks like. When you're operating from a position and you're looking at leaders, as we've worked with leaders over the years, most people get into leadership either because they're thrust into it as a position that they either were not ready for. So there has to be a mindset that says, okay, am I lording leadership over people because of my position? Or do I really, really understand that I am here to serve? When you look at positional leadership,
Yeah.
and I remember one of my very first leadership failures. One of my very first leadership failures.
Wow.
And I think it's important to be vulnerable in this way. I was promoted into a position, and immediately I thought that I had some kind more authority than I really did. And without understanding the importance of stewarding what I received. And I began to bark orders, and ultimately I created an environment that did not bode well. In fact, it became combative, it became harsh, it became, and there was a constant tension between myself and those that I'd been given the charge to lead. I quickly learned that I needed to switch or change direction. That it was not about my position, but it was more about earning their respect as their leader. And many people don't earn the respect of those that they are charged to lead before barking orders. They don't seek to know what drives them. I've often heard it said, and I believe Zig Ziglar coined the phrase, he said, when I help people get what they want, they help me to get what I desire or what I want. And that was my very, very first leadership failure. So for those that are watching,
be honest to share, many leaders don't own up their mistakes.
Yeah.
And many leaders do not, when they make blunders, they don't own up.
No.
You must be honest to do that. And you are the right person to talk to leaders because you can own up your own failures. And then others can learn from where you failed. Because they should not repeat the same mistake. Amazing, yes. And so, function rather than position. When leaders function, what will happen to their realm of leadership? If they are leading a country, maybe like a president, if they are leading a county, if they are leading a constituency, if they are leading an institution, a university, a company, a church, or even a family. If they function, what will happen? If they don't function, what will happen?
Many leaders confuse management over leadership. And when you go into leadership believing that it is about management, you're managing systems versus leading people. And as Apostle said, we as leaders, you don't want to be a positional leader, but you desire to grow to a position or a posture where people follow you because they want to, because they trust you. And rather you're rising or falling through the good and the bad seasons, those that are sent to you are still with you because you are functioning out of a place of servant leadership, in which, again, you're adding value. You're showing people, I value what you value. I want you to succeed the same way, that I succeed. It's not about me, but if I win, you win. And that should be the heartbeat of, a true leader. If I win, you win.
Amazing. And we feel, I don't know, but in Africa, I know you don't stay most of the time in Africa. I've traveled, I've gone to a few of African countries. And what amazes me is like it's like Africa is the same everywhere. You go to Nigeria, you see the same challenges you see here. You go to Ghana, you find the same. You go to Uganda, you go to Rwanda, Burundi, go to Tanzania, and really, God needs to help us that we can challenge a leader that is in office. If they will stay in the office the whole of their term, and they are not functioning, because when we say the function of leadership, we are talking about the leader performing and doing those things that will change, will bring good to the people they are leading. And if they are not able to deliver that, they are occupying an office, but they are not functioning. They are enjoying the salaries and the perks and the allowances and the good security and the motorcade, but they are not bringing any change. And we can say that is a leader that is not functioning. Is a leader but not functioning. But I feel like in Africa, I don't know, but you must have read about Africa. The world has become a globe. It's just like a village. You can understand. You understand everywhere what is happening, where the information is on our phones. So when you look at our unending problems in Africa, and this is to Apostle, when you see these unending problems of leadership in Africa, what comes to your mind? Because we see governments failing. We see unending corruption. Bad roads, bad services, and leaders are in office. And when you read from one African country to another, what do you call this?
First, let me say this. The people of Africa are amazing, strong, beautiful. Intellectually off the charts. Everything that is needed, it's here in Africa. Herein lies the problem. And it's not unique to Africa. Okay? It is a leadership problem that resides in the fact that, one, we find that leaders all over the world either lack vision or are self-motivated. When you talk about ineffective leadership in any role, it's usually because the leader has lost focus, lost sight of what's really important. I hate to say this, but when it becomes more important to maintain your position as a leader, that's when failing happens. That's when governments crumble. That's when organizations go bankrupt. You can look, whether it's in Africa or the US or Asia or any place where leadership has, or where the leader has really said, I don't care about what's going on. I only care about either my pocket or about maintaining power. Real leaders, true leaders, good leaders are able to say, I'm going to give power and then back to the people. I'm going to empower people to do what is right. When you start operating from that position of I'm it, well,
yes.
let me tell you, you're not it.
Yeah.
You're really not it. You're missing it. And oh, by the way, just for leaders that may be watching it, I assure you, everyone else that is watching you knows that you're not it either. Don't think more highly of yourself than you ought.
Yes.
And that's usually where we begin to see corruption entering into an organization. That's when we begin to see the moral downfalls of an the downward spiral of an organization. It's simply because they've now begun to, as I often joke, they've started reading their own comic strip. Instead of saying, no, let me always keep the main thing the main thing. And that's usually where you begin to see those breakdowns. And and here's the thing about it. Bad leadership will always multiply. But here's the good thing. Good leadership multiplies as well.
Oh, yeah.
And I would also add, it's important that a leader has a team around them that is not afraid to say no, to disagree with the leader, because the leader has blind spots. And when that leader is just, going down the wrong path, you need people around them to say, no, sir, no, ma'am, let's stop here, let's reevaluate. Because we have more power than we give ourselves credit for. And so you can't, again, you cannot lead any organization by yourself, because it's only coming from you, your thoughts, your skills, your emotions, your motives. But when you have your entire team that is following the vision and will keep the vision before you as a leader. Remember your why. That's important. Remember why you came into this position. And that team, can keep you focused, keep you aligned.
You are wading into some, I don't want to say murky waters. But I think in Africa, that is not something that is taken kindly. And what has gone wrong in Africa basically has gone wrong because of exactly what you have said. Many leaders don't listen. They don't listen to the people around them. And they don't take in contrary opinions or diverse opinions. And if you say anything the leader has not said, it may not be actually just being fired. You may even lose your life.
Wow.
For saying the leader, this thing the leader is trying to do is not or trying to suggest to your leader. Africa, I think Africa is hardened in a way that our leaders are brazen, cannot take correction, and don't listen to anybody's opinion.
Wow.
How can we break from this?
There has to be a recognition that pride is in the way. Because the leader, again, I'm coming from a place of the importance of servant leadership. As a servant leadership, you lead with all humility and understand that everyone else around you they're bringing their skills, they're bringing their education, they're bringing in resources. And as a team, you're more powerful than that one individual. And you can impact and influence more, together as that team. But to break it, it has to be a self-examination of the leader.
Yeah.
And lots of leaders don't want to do that because of pride.
Yeah.
Wow. We need deliverance in Africa. And really deliverance. We need to be delivered, and our leaders need to be delivered, because if you count yourself to know it all, and you can listen to opinions of others,
Yes.
you will not only ruin others,
Right.
At the end of the day, you ruin yourself.
Yes.
You know, you say something that is extremely, and it just reminds me of a wisdom principle, that there's safety in the counsel. There's safety in the counsel. And the reason that there's safety in the counsel is simply because I recognize that my one is not better than the many. When you speak to that, when you've become, as a leader, so enamored with your opinion, with your thought being the only thought, what that inevitably results in is a group of people that will eventually want you gone. Now, there's a second part to that initial question in terms of how do you break it. I'll say the second part of that is we have to begin training up the next, or the now generation, those young people, that we can begin influencing and shaping how they view leadership. One of the questions that I constantly hear is, if leadership is bad, if leadership is corrupt, the question you asked today, how do we change it? Well, we've got to start teaching it very early on. You have to start instilling what you want leadership to be, because ultimately, there's that saying that you can't teach an old dog new tricks. I also have a counter saying that if I can't teach the dog, maybe I need to get another dog.
Yes.
Maybe I need to get another dog.
Yes.
But a good dog
Will learn.
will learn.
Right.
And they understand where their help comes from. Most people, again, back to pride is always the issue. And if I'm unwilling to receive, if you come to me and say, hey, I'm seeing this about you, I should embrace that.
Right.
Yeah.
I should take that as an opportunity to say, oh man, you know what? I thank you for pointing that out. That's not always the case.
Help them become a better person.
Wow. Mr. Leader, wherever you are, very important things are coming out of our conversation today. And the number one thing is that you need to understand you are there to influence people. It is John Maxwell who said, if you don't have followers, if a leader does not have followers,
Just taking a walk.
It's just taking a walk. And we need to influence people. We need to understand we're influencing people towards their desired goals. We are there to help people arrive at their desired, preferred future. Yeah, that best future they want to have. And it is good as a leader you ask yourself, as you sit in that office, have you helped people towards their desired future? Are they worse off or they are better off? Number two, I think things that are coming out here is, number two is that leadership is a function. You cannot just brag about the position you hold. Are you functioning?
Right.
Are you performing the requirements of the office? Are you delivering the services, the leadership, the guidance that is needed, so that now things can move forward as a leader? You could be sitting on a chair, but you're not functioning in the office that you occupy.
That's right.
There will always be a problem. And number three, if you are a leader who is a know-it-all, leader, there is a problem. Get people around you, and Apostle Tamara is putting it right. Get people around you that are not just sycophants, because sycophants can never tell you the truth.
Right.
They are sycophantic. They can't tell you the truth. But you need to get men who are genuine, men that are truthful, and they cannot tell you a lie.
Right.
Last Friday we said here on this show that woe is unto that person who calls good evil and evil
good. Yeah.
And if you are given a cabinet position and you are supposed to advise the president, you need to learn how to speak the truth without fear.
Yes.
If you lose your job for it, so be it. Yeah, but you'll have lost your job, and the losing of your job has made things move forward, not backwards. Leaders, we should be afraid of presiding over failure.
That's good.
And many of
That's
us,
good.
we are not afraid to sit in the office all this whole term, and all that people can see is failure. We are taking a short break. When we return, we tackle the qualities of leadership, so that now the leader may function well. You are watching the Leadership Challenge show. We take a short break. Don't go far. We are coming back.
Let us move on to our next questioner at the microphone over there. Mr. Edelman.
Welcome to America, Mr. Mandela. I'm Ken Edelman. Those of us who share your struggle for human rights and against apartheid have been somewhat disappointed by the models of human rights that you have held up since being released in jail. You've met over the last 6 months 3 times with Yasser Arafat, who you have praised. You have told Gaddafi that you share the view and applaud him on his record of human rights and his drive for freedom and peace around the world. And you have praised Fidel Castro as a leader of human rights and said that Cuba was one of the countries that's head and shoulders above all other countries in human rights, despite the fact that documents at the United Nations and elsewhere show that Cuba is one of the worst. I was just wondering, are these your models of leaders of human rights? And if so, would you want a Gaddafi or an Arafat or a Castro to be a future president of South Africa?
One of the mistakes which some political analysts make is to think that their enemies should be our enemies.
Okay, we are back in our conversation. If you're just joining us, this is the Leadership Challenge Show, and we call it Leadership Challenge Show because leadership has become a big challenge in many places of this world. And we strike conversations here about leadership so that now we can intentionally prepare people to lead better than they are doing currently. And we were just encouraging ourselves here, and we were saying, even if the leaders in office will not listen to us, the aspiring leaders will listen to us. One day they will be in that office, right, and we can be assured that they will lead better. But having said that, then let's move on and see the qualification of a good leader. The qualifications of a good leader. We may not list them, all of them, because there are many. Right. But we can mention a few and then delve into them and try to dig and get out something and discuss more deeply about these qualities that leaders need to work with. Yeah. It's good to know that leadership is stewardship. Yes. God has allowed you to do something for him. Yeah, you are standing in the place of God, so you are representing God in that position that you occupy.
Yes.
Then, if you are a representative of God, you must now begin to think about qualification. Am I qualified? Am I doing it the right way? Because you know our God, he has no flaws. He is a righteous God. He is perfect. He is beyond description. His perfection is beyond description. So if you lead and that office you are occupying, you are functioning, they are representing God. There must be qualification so that you can do it in the right way. I don't know where we begin, but let's begin somewhere. What are the qualifications of a good leader?
I would say the very first qualification is humility.
Oh.
If, in order to steward leadership well, a leader must first be humble.
Okay.
And I'm not talking about the false humility that you show publicly, but I'm talking about, are you humble in the places where people can't see you? Are you humble in the field? Are you humble? So what we're dealing with is a heart quality of humility that says, I take the lowly position so that others might be elevated. When you don't possess that base core foundational quality, anything that you build, the house that you build leadership on, will fall. So it begins first with that quality of humility.
Wow, and that's a good place to start in our discussion of qualification. And it is good that you are saying it is not the false humility. And we see a lot of that in Africa. When our leaders come seeking for votes, they talk very nice. They promise us very good things. The moment they get into the office, they can't even stop to greet the people that elected them. And that really becomes a problem. And this quality that you have just introduced is leading us to some of the things that we were mentioning even earlier on. Because there's a posture of a humble leader. And there are things that a humble leader will do which
Yes.
an arrogant leader cannot do.
Yes.
And I want us to dig a little bit
Yes.
there, Apostle.
Yes, the
Yes.
first question is, am I willing to leave it better than when I started?
Okay.
Meaning, am I willing to dig in the trenches? Am I willing to lead not from the chair, but from the floor? Am I willing to get my hands dirty? Am I thinking generational? So if again, am I leaving it better for the generations to come that they don't have to start all over again? They don't have to clean up my mess, but I'm leaving it in a position to where they can take it and then soar with it. And that demonstrates that humility that says, again, it's not about me, but the vision is generations. And when I'm gone, I want to know that a foundation has been established so that it continues to grow and to get better. Yes.
An humble leader can function better as a leader
Yes.
because he can take criticism
Yes.
positively.
Yes.
Say
That's
something about
correct.
that.
You have to know that you are not perfect.
Yes.
Jesus is the perfect one, the
Yes.
only perfect one.
Yes.
And in our weaknesses, we are made strong. He is made strong through us. And so understanding, again, I'm going to fail as a leader. And those around me, again, I need those around me identifying those blind spots
Yes.
so that I can continue to grow and become that better leader, not just for me,
Yes.
but for you, you know, those that I'm leading.
Yes.
So being able to identify my character flaws,
Yes.
take that criticism, constructive criticism is important. So
And did you say that a humble leader will own up his mistakes?
own it all the time.
Is willing to say, I'm
And-
sorry?
Absolutely, in public or in private, and know that it's okay. Look, I messed up. And from this, I learned this. And as a result of what I've learned from my mistakes, now let's grow and let's go in a different direction. I believe that transparency from a leader is very important.
Very important.
Because it builds trust.
Yes.
There's an honor, you know, that comes with it.
I
as
don't know
well.
where you come from, whether they easily own up with their mistakes. The people in leadership,
Sometimes.
we live here in Africa,
Yeah.
and we know it's very hard for our leaders to say
Yeah.
sorry. They can't say sorry, even when something has badly gone wrong. They cannot own up.
Yeah.
They just come and begin to make clever statements,
Right,
and it's all because they are arrogant.
Yes.
They don't have the quality of humility, according to Apostle Lawrence. Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on the platform.
Yes.
Politics, no, not so much.
Not so much.
Yeah, they won't own up to it, but you will see those, you know, in ministry or in various organizations. Sure, they'll own it, but it's rare. It is rare.
Yeah. And we can learn from people that owned up their mistakes.
Yes.
Yes.
And because of owning up their mistakes and their failures, God used them better in their future lives than even before. In your country, there is a father of faith who just rested, I think, in July or somewhere thereabout. And this is Jimmy Swaggart,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
And he accepted to acknowledge his failures. And you look at his later ministry,
Oh, yeah.
and you see how he got blessed by God,
Yes.
simply because he was able to apologize
Right.
publicly. I would like you to weigh in and show to our viewers the value of owning up your mistake. Don't hide it, but own it up and confess, say you are sorry. And God has never said that he will not a leader who has made mistakes.
Right.
So why do you refuse to say sorry? Because even if you made a mistake, he's still willing to use you again. But why be hard and refuse to apologize? And I would like you to talk about the value of that quality of humility, whereby you can say, Ahapa, in this area, I was wrong. I was wrong. Yeah.
That, again, when you're speaking about owning it,
Yes.
one of the things about leadership
Yeah.
is we own the important stuff, or at least what we think is important, but we don't own our responsibility. When you speak of Jimmy Swaggart, powerful evangelist, powerful
Yes.
televangelist, I know that many people's lives were influenced by him,
Yes.
and he had a moral failure. But being willing to say, you know, I made a mistake.
In an open stadium.
I made a mistake. I think what that does is it makes the leader relational.
Yes, that's good.
Yeah.
It says, oh, wait, they're human just like I am.
Yes.
I can identify
Yeah.
because you're not coming off as though you're higher than or you're more important than. But what you're saying is, oh, you're human. You make mistakes. And here's the wonderful thing about it. People want to come around you and support you
Yeah.
when you're willing to own your mistake. That is the tension, I think, with many leaders, is they feel as though that if they express any type of vulnerability, if they expose any kind of weakness, that diminishes their strength. But I would say that you're stronger in weakness. That you really, people will really rally behind you when you say, I messed that one up. I got it wrong. I didn't do it right. Help me. But that's the other part. Help me.
Help me.
Yes.
And you see now, many leaders, including political leaders, they think saying, I'm sorry, is a weakness. Is it really a weakness?
It is not a weakness. When you're talking about government, and I truly believe that God lives in government. He wants it to function properly. He wants it to function after his standard. And part of that is being able to say, I'm sorry. I think and this is it's a great question, and it's a great discussion.
Yeah.
Because people believe that they're doing the right thing. I think I truly believe that most people that get into leadership start off with great intention. They've got great vision, great values, they want to see change. That most of them didn't get into politics or get into governmental affairs or military affairs or any of those affairs because they didn't think that they could bring change.
Yeah.
Herein lies the problem. Can you maintain your integrity inside of a system that does not want you?
Oh, okay.
That is where I think the greatest challenge is. I love what you said earlier in the segment. You said that it is okay, or you kind of asked the question, if a leader makes a mistake, is it okay for them to be fired? I would say that it is better to be fired and be able to look yourself in the mirror and be okay with the person staring back at you. And more importantly, because we're people of faith, is God pleased with what I'm doing?
Yeah.
But I find that in many institutions, many systems, we remove God from those systems, and then no matter how motivated we may be to try to change the system, we somehow lose God in that process. And I always say, again, as a person of faith, that God has to be principal and primary in the leader's life.
Yeah.
Now, I get it. I know that whatever an individual's faith happens to be, the question is what are the good principles in your faith that guide your leadership? And if they guide your leadership, then it should also guide your ability to apologize when you've made a mistake. And if the mistake is egregious enough, have the humility to step down, to remove yourself, understanding that you may very well be the reason why the organization can't move forward. So that gets back to that very initial principle of, as Apostle Tamara brought out, am I looking at the greater good, or am I just looking at me?
Amazing, amazing. And considering the life of that man that was able to own up his mistake, he died full of honor.
Right.
Yes.
God honored him.
Yes.
And God could use him even more, even before, because that man could just sing a song and people are healed everywhere by that one song. He had a rich church, a rich ministry, and he used his wealth well. Kenya has hundreds of thousands of Jimmy Swaggart Bibles that are being distributed throughout this country.
Wow.
The impact is huge across the globe because a man did not hide his sin, but he owned up and he apologized.
Yes.
And God was able to use him even more thereafter. To my sister, maybe we can have one more quality of qualification of good leaders. Yes.
Do you have the ability to see more before? Are you a visionary leader?
Visionary leader.
Yes.
Oh, beautiful. Yes.
As a visionary leader, you're not looking at what's right in front of you, but I have foresight. So there's some strategy. I'm looking at what could happen, and then I'm planning before then, before it happens. I'm setting up systems and structures in place to make sure that down the line, again, not just right now, thinking management, I'm managing something, but down the line, what can happen, you know? So I have to be a visionary leader, being able to cast that vision, keep the vision before the people, and then getting that buy-in, you know, from everyone else, so we can move on.
Okay, but I know there are some very finer details of that about vision. Is every promise a leader makes really a vision? Because sometimes people say things, but it may not be yes.
No. Those are, like you said, it could be a promise. But the vision truly comes from the Father. And when that vision comes from God, it doesn't change. That's I believe the ultimate vision, the end goal, the destination doesn't change. How you get there, your mission may change.
Yeah.
The methods may change, people may change,
Yes.
but that vision never changes. So empty promises are just that. But when again, that's why it's important that you have that team. The team around you helps you to make sure, okay, what we're doing, these programs, the things that we're setting up, do they support the vision? Are they a part of the end goal? Again, you're examining where are the breaches, and where are the gaps, and let's do what we need to do in order to close those gaps.
And the vision is a clear mental picture.
It's clear.
Mental picture
Clear.
of your preferred tomorrow, or where you are taking people.
Yes.
Where you're taking people.
Absolutely.
And many leaders purport to lead without that picture. Will they take people anywhere? You can underscore the importance of vision.
I love that part of being a visionary leader, true vision understands that you may be the one to gather resources, but you may not be the one that builds it later on. So part of being a visionary leader is, and hear me, leaders, if you're watching, and I know you're watching, you have to create succession plans.
Yes.
In other words, you're not going to live forever. But the vision can outlive you and will outlive you, provided you give it the structure needed to be carried on. Where leaders often fail is that they believe that they're going to run the race with the baton in their hand for the entire journey. Real vision says, I'm going to run as far as I can for as long as I can, but I know that I've got to pass the baton to others that are going to carry it further. That's how nations shift and change. That is how organizations maintain continuity. When you look at the history of most organizations, most countries, the reason their governments failed, the reason that ministries fail, the reason that companies go out of business is because there's no succession plan. There's no mental picture for what does this look like without me. So that's part of the question of the vision. When I die, where does this go, or does it go into the grave with me?
Yes.
And that again, driving the vision has to be that realization that the vision should outlive me, and who is going to be the one, who will be the ones. I think that's the question that we've got to ask. If you're looking, if you were to ask in Kenya, and here's what I know about Kenya.
Yes.
Out of Kenya, I believe there's something that is extraordinary that will move Africa forward in ways that people have not even begun to imagine.
Yes.
But leaders, it really starts with you. It starts with you. It starts with understanding that next generation coming along. How am I developing, shaping them so that they can influence not just the country of Kenya, but the entire continent of Africa. But that's visionary leadership. That's leadership that says, I'm going to go, the vision goes further.
And you wanted to add something? Yes.
And it's not necessarily a takeover spirit. I know
that's good.
my vision is not so that I can take over, but my vision is my part.
Yes.
image. And I carry out my part in the bigger vision that God has
Yes.
for us.
Exactly. So if a leader is visionary and is in office, he is not only preoccupied with himself, but he will live in a way knowing in case of an eventuality. Because we even also know leaders that die in office.
Yes.
If, for example, that leader, something would happen to them, who would take up? How much have you prepared that leader? And if you were doing work and you did not set a clear picture of who you can give the baton to, then you may lead very well, but at the end of your leadership, chaos will arise because you did not have a good, clear picture of tomorrow. It is dangerous to try to lead without a vision because you don't know where you're taking people.
I'm reminded of this scripture that says, without vision, the people perish.
Yes.
But that's wisdom.
Yeah.
Without vision, you can't see. You cannot see not only where you're going,
Yeah.
but where the people should go,
Yeah.
which I think brings back into focus a leader's responsibility to constantly revisit the vision.
Yeah.
That it is necessary to say, okay, here was the vision that I see. And oh, by the way, the vision is supposed to run and go, and it should outlive me. Now let me come back and look and measure, are we succeeding or are we failing according to the vision?
Yeah.
Using the vision as the measuring stick to determine whether or not. So if the vision is, I want to see all people well and whole throughout all of the nation.
Yes.
Then the question now becomes, am I making decisions that are influencing the well-being of the nation? One of the things that I can appreciate about a true kingdom mentality is that a king would never allow their subjects to be without.
Yeah.
When the subjects in a kingdom were without, it spoke badly of the king. That principle then goes regardless of whatever government that rules. The principle is still sound.
Yeah.
That if the people are suffering, but I'm doing well as the leader, then I've failed as a leader.
Yes.
If the people are not progressing, if their lives are not improving, and I have the ability and the responsibility and the capacity to influence their lives, and I'm not doing it, I failed as a leader. If I can acknowledge that, well, one of two things are going to happen. Either I'm going to make changes, number one, that go back to the vision of a well and healthy nation, well and healthy organization, well and healthy ministry.
Yeah.
Or, number two, I'm going to step aside. But again, that requires a level of humility that many, unfortunately, are unwilling to embrace.
Amazing. We are running out of time. And Apostle Tamara, I don't know how you can wrap this up.
I would say to every leader anywhere that remember that leadership is a posture. and it's not a position. You want to lead from a place of humility. You want to lead people into a vision that will ultimately carry on for generations. And it's not about you. You need a team in order to succeed. And when you win, the entire team wins.
Yeah.
Amazing. Your final remarks?
I will say that for those that are watching, you are leaders that can make a difference. You can change your world. You have the power to do so. I want to encourage you to have the courage to do so. Have the courage to do so. You were put on the earth for a purpose, and that's to lead well. That's really how I would sum it up.
Amazing. Amazing. If you are a leader, and I'm talking to leaders that are in office right now, and you don't have a vision, you will not bring any meaningful change in the department where you are leading. So today, even as we wrap up this conversation, it's good to ask yourself, where am I taking this department?
Yes.
What do I want to see happening in our country, Kenya, after 5 years?
Right.
What do I want to see in this government ministry, after like 3 years? Where are we as a country, and where do we want to be? If you're a director of an institution, and there are many institutions in this country, what picture do you have of the preferred future, a better future than where the institution is? And are you working towards that goal? And that one is very, very important. So leaders have vision. And if you started, because vision can also be lost. You can easily lose vision, and many people have lost vision. I wish I could throw it back to you, but I'm just wrapping it up. Vision can easily be lost, especially when you come into the office. You will find things that will mesmerize you in that office. And it's very easy to forget where you were going. Let me address leaders that have lost vision. Go back and find it.
Yes.
Find it where you lost it, and come and lead with vision. Because that is how you can be remembered by the people for the good things that you did for them, and later you will have reward after this life. Otherwise, it's from all of us here, and EBN TV is bye-bye. We must come to the conclusion of our conversation today. Thank you, Apostle Lawrence, for being here, and Apostle Tamara for being here. It was very great, very good, amazing talking to you. You carry such superb wisdom with you, and I believe as this content is online there and people are interacting with it, we will have better leaderships in many places. And thank you so much, and come again.
Thank you for having me.
Okay.
And we thank you and honor you for all the work that you're doing here. I truly believe that what the voice of what EBN brings is transformational.
Amen.
You are doing a transformational work, and I am honored, we are honored, just to have had the time with you today.
Amen. Thank you so much. And our rallying call is transforming your world. EBN TV, transforming your world. And we are going to transform our world.
Yes.
God bless you all, and see you again on Friday, same time, same place. Bye-bye.
Bye.
You are watching EBN TV, transforming your world.